All right, so we got some exciting news. We kind of got hinted by this on a one of the weekly 10 forward streams. You'd be able to command tier 6 ships at any level. So essentially what the idea is, and they were experimenting with this. In this blog, they talk about pursuit of this feature began as an experiment with the prototype Walker and was later refined over the course of multiple subsequent ship releases, including the Mirror Universe Angle, Shran, the Machla pilot starships, the T'Pau, and the Styx. With so many successful release starships now available to players, this experiment was solidified into a feature we are excited to pursue for all existing Tier 6 starships going forward. So this isn't out yet. This is just an announcement of what's to come. And they say the impact these prototypes have had on the game has been overall positive from our perspective as developers as well. So removing level restrictions on so many premium starships will allow us to eliminate a barrier that was keeping many players from immediately being able to fly and appreciate the ships they had won or purchased, whether that was from the C-Store, a lockbox, or from the exchange. And by replacing the standard issue equipment with gear that scales along with you, we will be removing some of the further pain points of using these scaling ships as you level up, as any gear you haven't been able to upgrade with drops or mission rewards will at least stay level appropriate. So what exactly does this mean for you? So all tier 6 starships may now be flown by characters at any level, provided they have completed the tutorial experience for their chosen starting faction. What the tutorial experience encompasses is different per starting faction. So 2409, there's the Welcome to Earth Space Dock. TOS is Explore, Earth Space Dock. So all these here. Level restrictions. This change allows for characters to immediately commission ships obtained from lockboxes, promos, events, and non-C-Store ships. So if, let's take the Odyssey class, for example, and this will probably maybe pertain more to players who are more role-play centric in their gameplay style, where they'd like to just stick with one ship. So they can get the T6 Sojourner or the Yorktown or whatever and play with that from the very first mission, outside of the tutorial, of course, and stick with that ship, providing that it's T6. So I think that's actually a really cool thing. I could see a lot of RPers having fun with that. Like, they start off their character, and instead of going with the game's in-game thing, whereas your captain was killed, here's a ship, go out and do your thing, level 1 captain. You can RP yourself as being some lowly deck 13 person on an Odyssey class and working your way up the ranks fairly quickly with the story progression, or the leveling mechanics, but you get what I'm getting at here. Tier 6 starships flown at lower levels have reduced stats and capabilities compared to their full potential, approximately matching other ships of the same level, and will grow with you as you level up. Well, that just makes sense. You can't be having level 60 stats when you're level 2. That would just be, yeah. That wouldn't be right. Precisely what this means to different aspects of your ship depends on what its stats and slots look like when you are at level 50. A full layout of these specifics will be included at the end of this blog. So the things that will scale is hull, shield, number of 4 aft weapons. Interesting. Number of engineering, science, tactical slots. Okay, so that makes sense. All starting equipment standard issue that comes pre-equipped on tier 6 starships has been changed into scaling versions of those items, usable at any level. I think that's really cool. For me, when I'm leveling up a new character, it's like, okay, I've gone from lieutenant commander to commander. I need to go get the next tier of ships. So either I'm hitting up the exchange or hoping on drops from missions, or I'm going to my other character and crafting weapons and then transferring them over. So I'd be interested to see how these weapons perform as you level up, but I think that is a really good thing to introduce with this. It takes a lot of that hassle of having to like break up your gameplay flow and having to go to other characters, craft stuff or whatever. I really like that. Faction-based restrictions on tier 6 ships have not been altered. So, and as an example, this means that a Romulan will not be able to fly a Federation or Klingon ship until they've leveled up enough to have chosen... Oh, okay. So if you're a level 5 Romulan, and you haven't done that thing where you choose your alliance with either KDF or Federation, you can't use. So that's pretty self-explanatory and makes sense. These changes impact a huge number of starships, more than 400. There's a lot of ships in game, and I feel like I've only just barely brushed the surface. I did a count on how many ships I've covered in Fresh Out of Space Dock, and I think I've maybe done 100. Yeah. Managing to retrofit so many existing ships in this way has been an endeavor we're hoping to accomplish for some time now, and we're excited to see the fruits of those labors. So scaling Starship charts. So 4 weapon slots. So if you have a T6 ship, on each of the following charts, a level indicator of 0 means that the ship will always have the referenced inventory slot, regardless of the level of its captain. I need to be entirely honest here. This chart is confusing. Okay, so if it's a T6 ship that has 5 4-weapon slots, you'll have, so if you're just starting the game, you'll have 3 front weapon slots. When you hit 10, you'll get the 4th, and when you hit level 30, you'll get the 5th slot. Okay, that makes more sense. This is I guess would be a 3-3, so like a T6 science ship that are typically 3-3s. You'll have 2 of the front weapons, and then you'll unlock the 3rd one at level 30. And for a ship these are usually 4 forward weapons. That's usually in a 4-3 or a 4-2. You'll have 2 weapons at level 10. You'll get 3 at level 30. You'll get 4. All right, cool. This is making sense now. And then the aft weapon slot. So I don't know any ships that have 5 aft weapon slots. If you know, let me know. I nothing's coming to mind right now, but you have 3 to begin with, and then 20. At level 20, you get the 4th. So this makes sense here. Console slots. These unlock levels apply to engineering, science, and tactical console slots exactly the same, depending on how many individual. Okay, so if you have a ship that has 5, you'll start off with 3, and then you'll get the 4th one at 20, and 5th one at 40. I'm guessing if it's a ship that is 2 slots, so we were looking at the Klein Temporal Destroyer is a 2 engineering, 4 science, 5 tactical. The 2 engineering, we wouldn't get one of those until level 10, and then the next one at level 30. If I'm understanding this correctly, this is a little bit confusing. I hope everyone else is following, and this is making things clear for you if you were confused before. Base hull capacity. To calculate your ship's hull, apply the listed hull modifier to the following values. Example, the Styx Terran Dreadnought has a listed hull modifier of 1.45, making its base hull capacity 45k times 1.45, equaling 65,250 at level 65. Oh, I see. Okay. So you would take this number, multiply by 1.45, and that's your hull. Or no, you take the hull you take the hull modifier of your ship, multiply it by this, and that's what your hull is. All right, shield capacity. Unfortunately, it's not simple as listing it on a table, as the final value of your shield capacity also depends upon level mark of your... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It all depends on what shield you have, and we have, as you've seen in visual reviews, there's a lot of shields. If you wish to get a sneak peek at the impact these changes may have on your character, these changes will be appearing on our Tribble test server within the next few days. We'd love for you to check it out and offer early feedback. But be forewarned that ships purchased on the Zen store on holodeck may not carry over their unlocked data to the test server. Yeah, so probably the best way to do this part, I know you can't access the Zen ship store in order to claim ships. Yeah, how would you test this out? I'm not too sure how to test that out, because if you create a new character, you can't access the ship Zen store. Wow, I'm not too sure unless you... Yeah, I honestly don't know how you would... You might have to get them through... You know what, let's take a quick look here and see how we would access this on Tribble. Alright, so here we are in the Tribble, on Tribble, wow. So I have a character that's Lieutenant Commander, level 13. So let's click play. Alright, so here we are on Tribble. So this is what I'm talking about here. So you go to the Zen store, nothing loads. Yeah, you don't have access to anything. So we're just going to try and figure out how we can get ourselves a T6 ship and see how this is working, if it's even been put on Tribble yet. I'm recording this as of Sunday, April 21st. So let's go get new Starship. Let's go tier 6. I have the mana core available to me, but it doesn't appear that my 1,000 days is actually carried over to here. Interesting. So I can't get any tier 6 ships that way. I don't have any tier 6 ships there. Let's try the dilithium reclaim. Maybe I can special items. No, reclaim. No. V-suits, special items. The only way I can really think about obtaining a T6 ship is if you've won a box on holodeck, don't open it up, transfer it over to Tribble, and then open it up on a new character. But I'm not sure how we're supposed to test this out. The answer might be there and it's just eluding me, but the only way I can really think of it is by transferring over a lockbox, unopened lockbox that you've won, or a ship that's unpacked, I mean, and transfer it over to Tribble and then open it up on a new character. Like, just transfer it to yourself via the account bank. Let me take a look to see if I have anything in the account bank right now. Oh, and I do. Okay, so let's transfer this here. I just so happen to have an extra Enterprise J. So let's open that up. You do not meet the requirements for this item. Okay. So it doesn't look like the thing has been carried over just yet. And I'll keep looking at this, and I'll do a update video when the system has actually been copied over. I think I might have just jumped the gun a little bit. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, hit like. And let me know what your thoughts are on this program. I think it's actually really awesome that you can just start off the bat with a T6 ship. And hopefully get to see the restrictions lifted off of T5 or T4 ships. That would be cool too. But yeah, see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're new, like all that fun stuff. And bye-bye.